It is time for another episode of the Anxious Creative Podcast, and I am your host, Dawn Bradley. Can I just start off by saying I am so excited that you're here listening. Truly, it means the world to me that you tune in and that you listen, whether this is your first time listening to the podcast or your 10th, 20th, or 60th time. I'm so glad that you're here. I try to bring you the best each week for those of us with anxious minds but creative hearts. So this week is not like any other week, much different. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to. I'm so excited. I've got myself all jumbled up. I've got a very special guest. I have got my friend, my student, and twin on the podcast today. No joke. We almost have like the exact same wardrobe. We both have dark hair. And this girl has got an amazing story that I cannot wait to share with you. Going from getting excited about joining my program, having a panic attack about spending the money, asking for a refund, and then being one of the most amazing students ever. I don't want to give away too much of the details, but this is an episode that you do not want to miss. So get sure to get comfortable, get ready, whether you're in the car, on the treadmill, out for a walk with your dog, or in between clients. This is an episode that you want to dive into because Sarah's story is an amazing one. She's an amazing human being, and I cannot wait for you to dive in. So buckle up, friend. Let's get ready for another episode of The Anxious Creative. I overthink, I overshare, and I overanalyze. So come explore with me as I chat about business, life, and relationships, all through the lens of an anxious creative. All right, you guys, welcome to the Anxious Creative Podcast. I am so excited for this episode because I have my twin and my friend and student, Sarah Mitchell, on the podcast. Welcome, Sarah.
Hello. Thank you.
I was like, is there a delay? There's an awkward pause already. But
No, there is a delay.
Welcome. The world of Zoom is so wonderful. Hey, it's like great and annoying all at the same time when there's a delay.
Yeah.
So one, I love that, like, I feel like we are twins. We've both got dark hair. I don't have my glasses on right now. We like wear a lot of the same. You have a yellow sweater, like
I do, yeah.
Yeah, we're not twinning today. And you're not East Coast, but you're Eastern Canada. I'm Western Canada. For those of the people listening that don't know about you, tell me a little bit about yourself, your situation, your life, your career. We'll just, take your time.
Okay. So I'm Sarah. Yeah, I was born at lunch. I love eating. Okay, so I lived in the East Coast, actually, in Nova Scotia until I was 6 years old, in a very small town called Glace Bay on Cape Breton Island. And then I moved to Ontario, Cambridge, Ontario, which is like an hour away from Toronto. I think it's an hour west. I don't know. I'm not good at geography. I know, like,
neither am I.
Yeah, so whatever. So then I worked in Waterloo, which is kind I
want a lesson
like
on
15, 20
Ontario
minutes.
geography.
Yeah. I can do that for you. So I worked in Waterloo as a hairstylist for 10 years. I started in a commission salon, a couple commission salons. No, not a couple, a few actually. I started in a mall salon. And then I actually sort of got fired in a way.
I feel like this is a good story.
Yeah, there's a story there. The boss that I had decided that she was going to put a deadbolt on a fire exit door. So like the door was to get out of like the back end of the mall, so that if there was a fire in the front, you couldn't go out the front, right? You could only go out the back door. Right. So I called the fire department and reported it because I was like, I'm not going to get stuck in here if there's a fire. Yeah. So then they found out that I called the fire department and told on them. And she was like, yeah, so why did you do that? And I was like, that's like so illegal. Why would you put a deadbolt on a door like that? So then, so then she was like, okay, so what are we going to do? And I was like, oh, I don't care. Like I found another job anyway. I'm leaving. So I quit and went to another salon. But I already had that job lined up.
Whoa. I love that.
Yeah.
So is
So
that like your first salon that you worked in ever?
no, that was the second one.
Okay.
Yeah. My second mall salon.
How long have you been in the industry for?
12 years, I think now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just recently so you were always in Waterloo, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And did you live in Waterloo ever?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
I lived
And
in
then so
Waterloo,
you
yeah.
moved 45 minutes away to Hamilton.
Yes. Now I live in Hamilton.
And can to Hamilton Tiger Cats. That's all I know.
Yeah. Yeah. Eat them raw.
That they're saying?
I'm not doing the chant.
So I'm from Saskatchewan originally. So for anyone listening that has no clue what we're talking about, Canada, because we have a lot of American listeners, Canada has the CFL, which is their version of the NFL for football.
Yeah.
And I feel like Hamilton Tiger Cats and Saskatchewan Roughriders, are they rivals?
I'm pretty sure they are.
I think, or no, maybe it's Winnipeg. No, Winnipeg. Anyway.
Whatever the what is the name of that? What is it?
We're gonna turn this into a football podcast.
Yeah, I don't know. Alex would know. But yeah.
We were like, my brother has like his whole basement is like a shrine to the Saskatchewan. Like Saskatchewan Roughrider fans are like serious fans. His whole basement is Saskatchewan Roughriders. He's got like Fantouse flakes, like Andy Fantouse, and he's got like all of this Rough Rider stuff. It's crazy. Anyway, we should just get back on track.
Yeah, we have a lot of.
We'll talk about.
We have a lot of Tiger Cat stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so you work in Waterloo. You move to Hamilton. You decide the best thing for your business is to just commute. So how long did you commute? 45 minutes each way to work.
About like almost 2 years. It would be 2 years in December. Oh, right now, be 2 years. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I decided, when did I decide that? I've been working in Hamilton for like a month, I think. No, about a month. So I haven't been driving back and forth for a month, and it's great.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, lots of people spend their lives commuting to work. The longest commute I've ever had is 20 minutes when I had to drive. When I lived in the UK, I had like a 45-minute commute, but that was on the bus. I could read a book. It was different when you're not driving. I know some people are totally okay with commuting. I find it extremely exhausting.
It is, yeah.
And I'm just not cut out to be a commuter. So what was it that gave you, after 2 years, like, what was it that gave you the oomph to actually make the move?
You. So like talking to you about like what should I do? Like, should I move my business here? Like, should I not? And then also like talking to my boyfriend Alex too. I was like, what should I do? Like, should I do this? Or like, and then I was like, well, what if I move here and no one comes? Or like, what if I move here and like, I can't get any clients? Like, what will I do?
Yeah.
Right. So
all the what if fears.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I like, when I made the decision that I was going to move, I was like, all right, yeah, let's do this. And then it was like the week after, I was like, am I like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I'm leaving clients that I've had for like well over 10 years that I've like built relationships with so that I can go and work in Hamilton. Like, what am I doing? Like, am I insane? Like, so
But you've been working, right? Like you've been
Yeah.
working at it. And
Yeah.
there was the story the other week or day, or I don't know, time kind of like has morphed into each other lately, where like you went and talked to strangers and you're like tell
I
that
did.
story. I
I
think that's
did.
so cool.
I did. I write like a mantra. I
Yeah,
don't know how to
mantra,
pronounce
mantra,
that. Mantra,
whatever.
mantra, tomato,
Tomato,
tomato.
tomato.
Yeah.
You said that at the
So
same time.
I I write these mantras every day, and like I have to, because I was like, otherwise I can't do this, because I'm like, what am I going to do? I'm just going to walk up to this person and be like, oh, hey, so I really like your hair. Yeah, and like I'm a hairstylist, so here's my card.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
And well, like I was like, I need to be more like casual about it. Like I
Right.
was
Like it was
getting
feeling
like,
too awkward.
yeah, like I was getting too in my head, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there were a few where I was like, oh, okay, like yeah, I'm talking to you, but like I feel like I've like outstayed my welcome. Like I gotta go. Like we can't talk anymore. Like it was just like too long of a
Mm-hmm.
conversation. It was like, hey, like, are you gonna come sit in my chair or are you not? Because like, yeah.
And so what then? So
So
after
that's
having a
that.
couple awkward, uncomfortable ones, you started to get some successful ones, right?
Yeah, yeah. So there have been a few that it was just like natural, where I was like, oh, I really like your outfit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, and I really like your hair. And then the girl's like, oh, she's like, I'm actually looking for new hairstyles. And I was like, oh, perfect timing. I'm like, well, I'm actually a hairstylist. So here's my card if you'd like, right? So then they take it, and yeah.
That's awesome. Do you think Sarah 6 months ago would have done that? Oh, our internet froze. Oh,
No.
no, you
Yeah.
don't think you would.
No.
And so, because I know you joined Rock Your Business back in July of 2020,
Hmm.
what factor has that played into all these changes and stuff that you've made?
Well, so prior to Rock Your Business, I wouldn't have gone up to talk to people.
Mhm.
Like not like consciously, right? Like now I'm like doing it intentionally. Like I'm intentionally going to speak to people for the reason that I'm getting clients, right?
Mm.
Because like no one knows who I am, right?
Right,
Like, yeah, I
right.
live in Hamilton, but like no one knows, like, unless, well, I don't know. There's like over 600,000 people here. So they obviously don't know who I am. I'm like just one person out of all those people. So yeah, like if I didn't go and talk to anyone, then like what would I be getting?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I mean, I've been on Instagram a little bit too. Like I've reached out to some people on Instagram as well. But I find that talking to people in person is more personable.
Yeah, I like talking to
Yeah.
people in person too. So, walk me through because you've taken part of programs before that have like been business related programs. What was it about Rock Your Business that clicked with you? Because I always say there's lots of great education out there, but it's not always necessarily the right education for you. I know you said to me before, like you were part of something else. What was it about Rock Your Business that was the thing that clicked and worked?
So I would say with Rock Your Business, it was more so taking the stress and anxiety out of doing business.
Mm,
That I was like, oh, like I need that because I'm like a spaz, like stress case to the max. So like I liked that part in the way that like you're teaching teaching us how to like you can still work in a business and you can have like anxiety and depression,
Mm-hmm. You can
right?
still be
Like,
successful.
yeah, like you can, and you can also still be kind of lazy and be successful. So, and I mean, like, before Rock Your Business, I was like, oh no, I need to do this, this, and this on these days. And if I don't get it done, then I'm probably a failure.
Yeah. It's like
So,
that inner critic, right? That we're
yeah,
like, and then joining programs that say you got to do this and you got to do this and you got to do this. And then all of a sudden, we're like feeling like constantly feeling, although you may be making steps, constantly feeling like a failure.
yeah. So that has helped, that like it's okay to have like days where like you're like, yeah, I don't really feel like going out to talk to people. Okay, well, on a day like that, then don't go and do it, because like you're probably not going to attract very good people anyway.
Yeah.
So,
And I love your story because you had a bit of a panic attack after deciding to join. You said that, and I don't want to take the words out of your mouth, but you said you felt like you were going to puke for a couple days.
mhm.
And you even reached out and asked for a refund. Walk everybody
Yep.
through that, because I think this is such a cool story about, I think this happens to a lot of us, is we believe in ourselves for a split second and we press buy, and then all the self-doubt comes in. So walk me through that scenario and what made you decide to stay and follow through.
Okay, so I like made the purchase, and then I was like, holy shit, like what did I do? Like,
And
oh
what was it that, like you said, it was like the anxiety and stress, like, but even before joining it, was that the desire of like, because you were already in another program.
yeah, yeah. Oh, like before I was like emailing back and forth, like Elena back and forth. I
Oh
was
yeah.
like, yeah, oh yeah, I'm so excited. Da da da, right? And
Mm.
then I made the purchase, and I was like,
Mm.
yeah, I was like, oh God, like I just spent that much all at once. Like,
Uh,
what the fuck, actually, right? And so then I was like, oh, the other program I spent like, I don't know, I think it was like $60 American a month, right?
right.
So then I was like, oh well, and then I was like weighing the pros and cons. Yours, you get to keep everything and you get the updates. The other one, you're out of it and you get sweet fuck all. Like
Yeah,
you
so it's
get
cheaper, but you don't walk away with anything
no,
tangible if you quit. Yeah.
no. Yeah, so anyway, back to like me like almost barfing. So then like it was the night after. Oh no, sorry. It was like the night of, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I spent that much money. And then I was like trying to sleep, and I physically like felt ill. I was like, I feel like I'm gonna barf. Like I spent that much money. Right.
Yeah.
And then uh you sent me an email that was a personal
Well,
email
first you emailed,
of your
right?
video. Yeah. Yeah. After, yeah. I
Being
emailed
like, I'm
Elena.
out.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was actually like, oh my God. I'm like, the way that this program is organized, like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, it's just like, it's
You're
because
feeling
it wasn't,
overwhelmed.
yeah. And it was really because it was a change in the way that it was laid out from the other program. And
Mm.
apparently I don't really like change.
So it wasn't what you were overwhelmed by the content. It was that
No.
you had been in a program that was set up differently, that you weren't seeing success from.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you invest in something different that promised something different. And all of a sudden you're like, but this isn't familiar yet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I was like, oh my God, like, I don't know. I can't do this. Like, this is giving me so much anxiety. Blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was like, yeah. So then I emailed Alana, and I was like, I can't do this. And then she probably obviously told you. And then you're like, I'm gonna send her a video. So then you sent me this really nice video, and I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, she actually cares. So, and I know with that other program, I definitely would not have gotten a video. I would have gotten a really long email that, yeah. So, or yeah, really long-winded professional email. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, so Your program, I love it.
So after I sent you that message, because I don't think it wasn't that I was trying to convince you out of it. I was just like, don't be overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I know it's scary. Like it's all broken down. What was the emotion? Was it just like a sigh of relief of being like, okay, she sees me, and like that I'm not just some person that tricked you into buying something and then was like, peace out, I'm gone. Like we actually developed a connection in a relationship.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe that was a scheme, right? I was like, how do I get in to talk to Dawn personally?
Anyone listening is like, so if I want to connect with Dawn, all I have to do is ask for a
No.
um,
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, how do I get that personal video email? Yeah.
well, and that's the thing is because I remember reading your email and being like, okay, like I've designed the program along with my team not to be overwhelming. So, and I like wanted to put myself in your shoes of like, I remember when I phoned Nick, I was down in San Diego at an event, and there was this opportunity to spend a weekend with the person that created the event, but it was $6,000 for a weekend that was going to help me. It was actually helping me create Rock Your Business.
Mhm.
And I remember phoning Nick being like, I don't know, like, he's like, do you have the 6,000? Is US too, right? Because
Oh my God.
like, do you have the 6,000? I was like, no. And then his next question was like, will this give you the ability to earn that 6,000 and more? And I said, yes. He's like, well, then trust your gut. But I know that feeling of like, oh, now, and I think the biggest thing, and I'm curious if you agree with this, is you spend the money and it's not, will this program work? It's, will I do the work?
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Yeah.
scared that I won't follow through. Is that part of it? Or was that part of it?
Yes. Yes. That's definitely part of it. But so having the community and having the weekly, like, oh, we're doing this module and then we're doing this module is the driving force for me,
Yeah.
essentially, right? Because it's like, okay, we're working on this.
Yeah.
So, because otherwise, like, if you were like, here's this program, work at it at your own pace and whatever, I would be like, yeah, okay.
That's me too. I need the accountability. And that's why I always, whenever I open up enrollment, which Rock Your Business enrollment is opening up in January, I let people know like the people who see the greatest success are the people who stay connected to the community. And I know you were one of those people that were right there in there, sharing, connecting, commenting, and like how much of your success is in that. And I know you've gotten connected with so many people, and we even have like a mentorship group that's carried on outside of it, that you've gotten really close relationships with, which I think is so cool.
Yeah, I think that's probably the coolest part, besides like hanging out with you.
Because I'm so cool.
You are so cool.
I
You're
love
like
it.
one of the coolest people that I know on the internet.
Because I talk about poop and like can't stay focused on anything. Is that what makes me cool?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
makes me cool? I'm so curious because this is so intriguing to me when people say this. Because I'm just a big, massive dork.
I don't know. You're just a cool person.
I'm just cool. Well, I think you're
Yeah.
cool.
Oh.
See, we're both like that with that compliment.
I know.
Well, Sarah, what can we expect next from you in 2021?
Well, more clients in my chair. I don't know.
You're like, I haven't thought that far ahead.
No, I actually haven't, because I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say it's
more growth. Yeah.
The amount that you've stretched yourself and grown this year, like our whole industry going through this pandemic together, being off work. How long were you off work for? 4 months? 3 months?
Yeah. Almost 4 months. Like,
Almost 4
I think it's
months.
like 3.5. Yeah.
No income for 4 months. Then you invested in $1,000 program, which scared the poop out of you, right? You've made massive waves. You changed locations. You're growing your business. Like, I think it's time to celebrate like the huge leaps and bounds of success that you've had this year, not only just in your business, but the success that you've created on a personal level with making big decisive decisions, right? No longer sitting on the fence going, should I or shouldn't I? But you just took the leap and now you're figuring out how to do it. And I think that takes tremendous confidence and resilience and strength as a power lifter.
Thanks.
I'm curious, for those of the people that are listening that are like, this girl's so cool, even though you don't feel like you're cool and we both feel like we're both dorks, and they want to get connected with you, where can they connect with you? What platform? How do they best?
I'm usually on Instagram. I have Facebook too, but usually it's Instagram. So in Instagram, I'm at Sarah, SAR does hair.
SAR does hair.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, if you guys are listening and something that Sarah said has connected, or maybe you've got questions about joining Rock Your Business that you want to ask someone like herself who has gone through it, who's freaked out about it, who's had the regret, the panic, the I don't think I'm going to do it, is it safe to say I can say they can DM you? Is that cool?
Yeah. They can
DM her,
hit me
ask
up.
her. I always say, like, don't listen to me about it. Listen to the people who've taken it. But your story is like I said, it's a story of tremendous guts and confidence, and it's been such an honor to be alongside you the last 6 months and watch you grow and expand, even though times feeling like you're crapping your pants. It's really amazing what you've done, and I'm, like I said, I'm so proud and impressed to be part of the journey alongside you. So thank you so much.
Thank you
for coming on the podcast.
Are you trying to make me cry?
No, am I making you cry?
You might if you keep going.
Truly,
oh my God.
I won't keep going. I won't make you cry because I feel like you don't want to cry. But I know that there's people listening to this right now that are in awe of what you've done and admire it. So
thank you.
On that emotional note, we will bid adieu to this podcast episode. Thank you, Sarah. Go shoot her a DM at SAR does hair. Yeah. Thanks, Sarah. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.